Yeah.
There we go. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to raD&D. This is campaign 1 of question mark and episode 1 of Until Enough People Quit That We Can't Get Together on Saturdays. Welcome to adult style D&D. I am Rob Brown, host of the Rob Brown Show on the Fan Upstate 9 to noon. We have a casting crew of characters sitting on your screen on top of me over that direction, who will be playing with us this evening. Real quick, before we start, since we are live for the very first time with y'all, we have already done our introductions, had kind of a lead-up campaign, but I will start from my right, stage left, and work over. If you guys don't mind just introducing yourselves as real people and then your characters so that the folks who are joining us for the first time will know whom is whom. That guy.
My name is Chris. You might remember me from such shows as The Upstate Pulse and The Terra Show, where I was known as Reproducer Chris. Now I work in the engineering department. I already had to work tonight. Okay, so
we asked him to get a cord.
Yeah, more than one cord.
It was
like two whole cords.
Two whole cords. Wood. No, it was just cord wires. Anyway, my character is a sorceress whose name is Sandra.
I love it.
There you go.
So
you'll find out more about it.
Hi. How are you?
This is
My name.
If we're being honest, but
My name is, contrary to popular belief, not Lorenzo. It is Lonzo, right? So I have been on some shows, as well as Castle Show, the Friday Night Wrap, the Scoreboard, the warm up. Let's see. Yes, I've also been on the Ralph Bristol Show. I've been on. I'm currently on the Rob Brown Show.
Hey, that's what I'm doing.
And on the Upstate Pulse. Oh, I forgot Vince Coakley. I'm an award-winning producer. I'm also
technically so am
absolutely. I am a half elf paladin, and I don't like people.
like people.
Yeah, we asked about your character.
Right. Yeah.
Cam.
Well, hi. I'm Cameron Reitzel. I'm this guy's son. I do guest appearances on the Upstate Pulse, cause general mischief for AM wherever I go. I will be playing Lear Loratus, a man of the sea with a magical sword and a lot of whimsy.
Good enough for me. T2. Give the people what they want.
Hi, I'm T2, and
Hi.
I am on the Upstate Pulse, and I also produce the Charlie James Show during the week, and I'm also an award-winning producer. And
Please hand these things out.
They kind of do.
No, they don't. No, they don't. We're all that good.
this is my first time ever playing D&D, so don't judge me. And my character's name is Apollo Cleon, and he is a shader. Should I say that?
Shadar Kai.
Yeah, because what you said was not that. Yeah.
And yeah,
Get off the couch.
he's kind of like a guy that, you know, just a good let the good times roll type of dude. So yeah.
Bro.
And last one over here, you probably recognize me as Matthew, that annoying voice that interrupts your talk show every 15 minutes on the Charlie James Show every afternoon to tell you that the world is burning. But tonight I am Garrick. Last name I don't associate with the clan name anymore. Parted ways with them. Now I'm a simple ranger. Parlaying around in the woods, protecting nature as I see fit.
I like it. I like it. So this is backdrop for where we are starting this campaign. In our little pre-campaign meeting, our characters met at a tavern, and for a variety of reasons, which will likely become clear as time plays on to those of you that are watching at home or in whatever dregs of society you spend your time, will be explained later on. They have decided, each for their own reasons, that they are going to travel together to a place called the Sword Coast, where something is happening. There have been whispers that there is destruction. They are not entirely sure why as of yet. All they know is that things are happening there that are beyond the scope of understanding at this point in time. They spent some time in the tavern. They said hello. They got to know each other. They nearly killed each other before we even started the campaign, which was spectacular. And then they made their way down to the docks where we had one of our party members own a ship. And when they got there, as they were on their way to just spend the night before sailing to the Sword Coast the next day, they came across a ship that had just arrived into port. The ship was heavily damaged. One of its 3 masts had fallen. There were gashes punched down the side, etc. And on the ship, there was one person, just one man, a human who was standing behind the helm of the ship, who said to them something to the effect of, "I've never seen anything like that before," and then just kind of drifted off into his own real world. I believe the 2 of you were there at this time. I believe you have gone back to your room at the tavern.
I had not arrived yet.
Not at the ship.
Not at the ship.
Yeah, this was after we left the bar. The 2 of them decided to go spend the night on the ship. You decided to stay in a room at the tavern, and I believe you guys did as well.
I think we're in the tavern, yeah.
You guys stayed in the tavern as well. So we will pick this up. It is late at night. We're going to say 1, 2 in the morning, somewhere on that mark. It is a beautiful night outside. The skies are clear. It's nice and crisp. The stars are visible. And outside of this ship being damaged, it's just a perfect night as it stands. And we shall open our scene where we left it off, which is the 2 of you walking to your ship and seeing the damaged ship on the way there.
Well, that's a familiar sight. Sailor, what happens to be the problem?
I mean, look what it did to my boat. We were just sailing, and then there was just fog. It was a great night. It was just fog, and then out of nowhere, something huge just hit the ship. It was loud. There was a roar. Something slammed into the ship. I got knocked out. I don't know what it was. I didn't see anything. Nobody on the boat was talking about it, and as soon as we pulled into port, there were only 12 other guys on the boat, but they all decided that they were leaving. They just up and left. I don't know where they went. I don't know what scared them off. All I know is something big hit the boat. I passed out. I woke up here, and my crew told me that they were leaving.
Well, that's ominous. Did you happen to see any parts of the creature, any tentacles or like scaly talons or anything like that?
No, it was a beautiful night, just like this. We were sailing. We sailed up here. It was in this direction, and then just all of a sudden, this mist started kind of coming down and around the boat, and it was like a thick fog, but it wasn't a regular mist. It was I don't know. It was cold. It was like ice in the water, and then you couldn't see. I mean, I couldn't see my hand in front of my face, and then all I heard was half of what seemed like a roar, and then something hit the ship. I got knocked out. By the time I woke up, we were here, and my crew was leaving.
How long have you been a sailor?
All my life. That's all I've ever known.
So
I've never seen anything like this.
just a hit to the boat will knock you to the ground and knock you out.
Olin, I'm sorry about my friend. I'm trying to help him get a little bit more personable with people. I'm sorry.
Sea legs. Apparently, it doesn't happen.
Well, look, things happen. Weird things happen out in the open sea. You know this.
So your crew got spooked, and you just decided to stay with the ship.
I mean, it's my ship. I can't just leave it. This is my whole life.
Trust me, I get that. It speaks to me on a level. So you didn't notice like any blood splatters, like any parts of? I'm sorry, not to get too graphic with it, but any parts of your crew around, or did like the people who disappeared? Did they just disappear with no trace?
No, I mean,
Fingers, digits.
no. From what I could tell, no one was ever even hurt. I mean, we got back. My whole crew was on the boat, but something spooked them. Well, I guess while I was out, we landed, or anchored, docked here, and they just told me that they didn't want to do this anymore and left. I've been sailing with these guys for years now. I had no idea. They wouldn't talk about it. They wouldn't tell me. They just said that something happened and they were leaving.
Would you consider them hardened seamen?
Yeah, they've been with me my whole life. Well, maybe not all, maybe like 3 or 4 years, but it feels like my whole life out here.
I get it. I've been out at sea for 10 years. So a long time as a child. Oh, boy. Well, do you have any plans? Are you going to keep trying to rustle up a crew and whatnot?
No, listen, all I've ever done is sail. All right, I'm a trader. I pick up things at this port, I go to this port. For the past few months, I've been bringing stuff to the Sword Coast. Obviously, they've been building, they're trying to get these cities back up and going. I've been bringing stuff there and back. It's never been a problem until this.
What was the last port you were sailing from?
It was Neverwinter.
Neverwinter.
Right on the Sword Coast. I've been there 1,000 times. I've dropped off more loads of supplies at that port than anywhere else. For whatever reason, something happened this time.
Was it close to this port, or was it more closer to Neverwinter?
It was closer to Neverwinter. We had been out of Neverwinter, I don't know, maybe 6 to 8 hours.
Really?
Yeah.
What's your cargo?
The delivery this time was just stone. It was just stone. They're rebuilding cities there and smaller towns within. And while there are mining operations there, they just need as much as they can get.
Rebuilding from what?
The ore courts. A couple of years been gone now. The ore courts got pushed down out of the mountains. Nobody knows why. They came from the mountains to the south. They pushed their way up. They went about destroying towns and cities as they went, and then they were just gone. They just kept going north and disappeared. A lot of people there are trying to rebuild their societies, to rebuild whatever it is that they can claim as a life there. And stone is valuable right now, considering my ship's one of the only few in the area that can carry as much as they need. It's been a phenomenal business until now. But there was nothing aboard when we were on the way back. We had delivered our cargo. I had gotten paid. We still have our money. We dropped them. I don't know what it was about.
Well, more than likely it was either magical or some ghost or some such. Well, it makes sense if it was more supernatural in nature as opposed to some person trying to do something for personal gain.
I tell you, whatever this thing was, it wasn't a person.
Yeah, trust me, I've had a lot of that lately. What was your name, sailor?
My name is Owen Trotter.
Owen Trotter.
Yeah, you'll know me around. Folks around here will know who I am. Neverwinter, a couple of people. I pretty much sail in, drop all my supplies, turn around and come back. Every run that I make is worth some good coin.
Well, Owen, my name is Lear Loranis. Very recently promoted Captain Lear Loranis. Keep me in mind. Keep me in the storm game in mind, because we're going to be making sail over towards the Sword Coast soon.
Wow. I wish you the best of luck. Whatever happened to me. Was that your vessel over there? And you got points over at where your boat is?
Yeah, and it's kind of some of a similar journey.
Yeah, I can tell. Well, I don't mean this is disrespectful, but if it hits yours like it hits mine, I can't do anything but wish well.
Well, I'm going to make a small prayer to Amberley that it doesn't happen, and hopefully she's not fatal this side.
You better, man. Anything else I can do for you?
I don't know. Just next time I see that our vessel's back up and running, I'm going to take some time, go on an expedition, get some money. Keep me in mind. Keep me in mind. Make some business later. It's not an opportune time at the moment.
I'll never be back. That's where you're headed. So if you make that, he says that. He just started walking down, getting the door to go to the ship.
All right. Well, that was spooky. I suppose that will have to. Well, we have no choice. This is just where the plot's taking us. All right, Alan, let's meet tonight.
I'm skeptical. He fell down. He's the captain of the ship. I don't believe anything he said.
Why not?
I just,
There's evidence that he immediately got attacked. His boys are spooked.
would you fall?
No, but I'm me. I never fall. But anyway.
All right, let's go back to the tavern. And unless there was anything from the night before, because I think you all had retired to your rooms, unless there's anything else you would like to do. For expedience, it is now the next morning. I believe you guys had agreed to meet around sunup back at your boat, which you described to them in the port. So we'll call it around 6 o'clock in the morning. The sun is just beginning to crest. You guys are coming awake in your respective rooms. Anything you would like to do, or are we heading to the port?
I fluff my owl's feathers, our natural morning routine.
All right. He has an owl. That's not a innuendo for me.
Yeah, that is very literal.
Just to say, he has an owl.
Your owl doesn't do that for itself.
Well, I help it because we're friends.
I see.
And friends fluff each other. They fluff each other a lot.
Of course.
Indeed.
All right. What's our plan for the day here? Those of you that are in the tavern.
I would like to wait for the both of you are in the tavern, staying in the tavern.
Yep.
I'm going to wait for them and travel with them. I don't want to walk through the city alone.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys come downstairs. You find her standing down. I'm assuming.
I was probably down there a little early. I probably
That's
was
fine.
around 5.
So you're down there. You downstairs. You see in the meal hall. The food
Yeah.
You
hall.
fluffed those feathers early.
Yep, he is fluff.
He's an early fluffer.
Yes. You beat me to it. I like it. All right. So you're in the meal hall. Port is, I would say, probably not a long walk, 5-6 blocks, straight out the door.
All right.
Right down the road.
Yeah, I kind of follow behind you guys and keep my head down.
All right. It's a beautiful morning. Let's go down.
Indeed, a wonderful morning.
We ready to go down to the ship?
I believe so, unless we're wanting to grab any breakfast first before we're jostling upon the waves.
I'm good. I'm kind of hungover.
Role playing. All right, so you guys make your way to the port. As you do, you see the ship that was described to you the night before. Are you guys up and at 'em, prepping?
I'm up on the ramp while everybody else is doing work, and I just yell at the rest of them. Gentlemen and little girl, welcome to the Stormkin. You're in for a wonderful voyage, where nothing bad is going to happen at all.
Wait.
Is that broken up ship right
As you
next to it?
guys make your way into the port, you also see the boat that is. So the ships are parked long ways against the wall. It's not docks per se, and you see the same side they did. You see the broken mast. You see the holes. There is on that ship one man who is distraught and basically has the look of how am I going to get this taken care of?
See this.
Yes.
You got you three. See that?
Actually, can I say something to him?
If you want to walk back to a ship, sure. He's
Yeah,
like
I'll-
he's like 2 ships over from you.
Olin will get you briefed and get you into where you're going to be staying. I'm going to talk to this man real quick.
All right.
So after your first thing that you said, I look back to you. I look over at that ship. I look back to you. That is way too oddly specific. What the heck happened over there?
All right, probably some ghost or something wrecked his ship, spooked his crew. Now he's distraught because he needs his crew. I think I might go over and help get his crew back for him real quick before we leave.
Oh, and ghost and spirit. We've got plenty of experience with things like that.
We do.
This will be no problem at all.
Ah, so you bust ghosts.
No,
Yeah.
base spirit.
How do you know that it's a ghost?
I'm just assuming it didn't kill
That's a good
anybody.
question.
There was a heavy fog that rolled in. I assume it was magical of some nature. And it happened relatively close to Neverwinter, so who knows?
I understand that.
You do.
Yes.
You don't just look at people with tea.
No. I'm totally.
That's not all of your skills. By the way, that tea was amazing. And part
I'm
of your
totally Toga right now.
good to know.
Alright, so you say that a fog rolled in and what else? Magical fog?
I believe it was magical. He doesn't know if it was magical or not. He's a trader. He deals with the moral.
Why do you believe it?
Trust me, a lot of things are magical. It's a heavy fog that rolled in out of nowhere. It's not something that fog doesn't just appear. You can see it coming.
What?
I mean, kind of technically.
Not really.
I was starting to
Are you a
feel concerned about whether you're actual experience there or not.
I'm focused on thinking about helping this guy real quick and maybe finagling sometime.
That is a good idea. We probably should help it.
I'm very good at talking people into doing things. So
I don't think we should leave that man with him.
No.
I'm not going to do anything to him.
Except finagle
Except finagle him into doing what you want.
I was going to
The thing that
finagle.
you just said you're very
I was
good at.
going to finagle his crew into coming back to him.
Oh.
That was my whole idea here.
Maybe you should say that instead of saying something ominous and potentially
Kind of
hazardous
jinxed
to
I'm
him.
not on
Yeah,
this.
he absolutely said that, by the way.
I'm straightforward. Look, if you guys can't pick up
I got
on
my
It
captain's
wasn't a
back. That's
ghost.
exactly what he said.
Then it's something.
Thank you,
that
Alan.
could be some kind of animal, and if that's the case, then I can definitely help.
Well, if that is the case, and if we run into something like that, I'll be dealing with your expertise.
Okay.
The whole reason why I wanted you guys along with me, since you are both very skilled woodsmen, it would appear, because you're a ranger, you, I believe, are a druid.
Yes.
Correct. So,
I'm staying on the boat. I don't care. I'm ready to go.
and he's here to kill things, protect things, protect
Everyone
me.
needs one.
Yes. And you're here because I'm just curious. As
About
to
the
what
little
you're
girl?
all here.
You going with them or are you going on the boat?
Anyway,
Don't worry, I won't let him come near this.
Mr. Trotter.
I'll make him
He walked over to the boat.
Yes.
Welcome back aboard, Captain. And at this point, you can tell he is overwhelmed. He is looking, he's getting to see the damage now for the first time in really full light. And he understands what a job he has ahead of him if he wants to.
Can I roll a perception check and see the damage?
Sure.
So I realize we haven't done that.
Sure.
Ooh, I'm not gonna do great on that. That is.
I'm helping. I'm assisting you with this. I'm there. I'm helping you look over stuff.
Oh, that's good. You can look too.
Yeah,
'Cause I got a
go
six.
ahead and roll.
Oh, okay. I thought I was just gonna give him advantage. So perception or investigation?
Well, are you just trying to get an idea of how much damage it is, or are you trying to see if you can figure out specifically what caused the damage?
I'm a little curious about what caused the damage, so I'm gonna look a little more intently.
You do investigation, you do perception.
All right, mine's 19.
19?
I have one eye. I just like to put that out there. By the way, I realize that none of us have specified what we actually look like in game.
This
Yeah, correct.
is the power of 2 eyes.
Behold.
And this is why I have the gift of gab, not the gift of sight.
Fair. So you basically saw what you saw last night. It's more evident now. The gashes down the side are about yay big, and they're jagged. You can tell whatever caused this, not just right through, but was sharp. It was something sharp that went through. You don't necessarily specifically know what caused the damage, but you can tell based on the way the gashes are that it came from the air. It came down at an angle into the boat and then scooped through and back up. The mast is just broken. There's no really way to identify how it got broken. Something hit it and broke it.
All right.
Would you describe as like blunt trauma to the mass?
I mean, there's no really going on. It's a
Well,
whipping. and
Does it look like it's been split or like
No,
been clean, or it's just like split or it's shattered?
It's snapped.
Okay.
So think about seeing a telephone pole on the side of the road that got hit by a car. It's
Yeah.
that.
Okay. So it looks more blunt force than like a cut.
Correct.
Gotcha. I'll relay this information. It looks as if something came from the sky, based on the angles that I'm seeing that these claw marks came from. Could be. Obviously, the first thing that comes to mind is some sort of seafaring dragon of sorts, just given the size. But that's just obviously a random ballpark. Could be literally anything large with claws.
Well, if it was,
And it must be strong to knock over the mast.
well, that's very good points that you've made, Mr. Carey.
I'm not very familiar with seafaring creatures, so I'm not sure. Obviously, again, like I said, dragon is the first thing that comes to mind, but I'd be very surprised to see a dragon out
I'm not there.
Out. this close to shore and not ransacking the town. So I don't think it's something like that, but something of that similar vein. perhaps.
All valid points, which is why I was thinking more on the supernatural as opposed to like an actual like creature. Because a creature would be, no offense to you, Mr. Trotter, trying to eat people. It would be trying to hunt the ship for food.
Unless you couldn't see by the fog.
Well, I imagine if it came with the fog, that it's related to the fog.
Indeed.
Gentlemen, unless there's anything I can help you with, I've got a lot of work to do.
I think there's something I can help you with, and maybe you can think of something to assist me with after I could maybe help you get your crew back. I was thinking about it overnight, and I thought maybe they'd come back, they'd get their heart and their sea legs back, but
Maybe. They're gone. I appreciate it. Thank you for the offer. They're gone. They're not in the city. I was in the tavern last night. I came back this morning. I saw them.
They're nowhere.
I'm sorry to hear that.
So am I. I gotta hire a whole new crew. You know how expensive it is? You know how hard it is to hire a new crew when they see your boat looking like this? So now I have to fix the boat so that I can hire a crew. Gentlemen, I appreciate the offer. It was very kind of you. I've got to go down. Smith, I've got to sail me. I've got a lot to figure out. So if I can help you further, please let me know. Otherwise, I can do the work. Thank you. And he turns and starts walking back to the front of the ship. Kind of towards where the spark of the ashes.
It does. Oh well. Mr. Trotter, if I do see you on the open sea, I wish you better luck.
Thank you, man.
All right, let's go over here. So just to remind myself, what was your name again? Yes?
Sandra.
Sandra. And you were Apollo. Apollo!
Apollo!
Oh no.
Mr. Garrick. All right. Gentlemen, we have some talks down below. I will be staying.
I got a problem.
You have a problem?
He's got an owl.
It's not that.
He's got an owl.
It's not that owl.
I don't think I'm going.
You're going to say it's not that owl. It's not that owl. There's a specific owl. You told me about it.
Actually, is there a problem?
It's a.
Keep the bird away from him.
Well,
He would never harm you if that's your concern. He's a gentleman. I saved him myself when I was a child.
told you, not the same owl. Look.
He trusts you very much.
Mr. Garrett.
Mr.
Mr. Garrett, I apologize for my friend. He has issues with owls in the past. It's
But okay.
it's a long story. Let me just say it like, I'm not going to get into the long story. I was just saying it's a long story. I was going to say, let's, put up the anchor.
I promise the owl will stay away from me. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to you.
Don't worry, the owl will touch you.
All right.
You have my word.
Hide the owl.
He just stays perched on my shoulder.
What's his name?
I don't have it written down. I had it. I don't remember what it was.
It's fine.
Peter Owl.
I named him. I think I named him Feather in British. Whatever that word is, I believe a variation of that. Is what I named him.
I know Orcish.
Okay, what are we doing, gentlemen and small tiny audience?
I know
Okay.
Orcish.
I'm addressing the crew of getting us ready to set sail. And I'll address the crew. Men, we've had a very long ways to get here. We've undertaken some certain hardships, but luck will be on our side. We're embarking on an expedition to the Sword Coast. I have come into the company of some people that will help us to gather some money to fix the ship and get us right as rain.
Captain?
Yes?
The hell is that? And he points back at the other road.
We dealt with worse. Do you
Yeah, I don't think so, Captain.
Look, it was equivalent. Do you not remember the Death Island filled with slugs? Would you say that that's worse than...
3 giant holes pushed out of the side of the boat that was on. Yeah, say that's pretty worse.
This is why I hired more muscle. This is exactly why I hired more.
Did they punch the holes in the boat? Look, like I said, I don't think your boy here is going to fight. Where the hell did that?
Look, paranoid kid.
I
don't want to hear it.
actually.
You're being disrespectful. I don't like that.
Pete,
You'll have to forgive my tongue because that.
look, I get it. It's freaking me out too.
Well, why are we going there?
Because
It seems like where it came from.
Look, we need the money. We need the money to fix the ship.
And to pay us.
Captain,
And to pay you.
is this mutiny?
It's not mutiny
You
yet.
sure it's not a mutiny?
It's not a mutiny.
It seems like a mutiny.
We need to calm down.
ourselves into.
I don't know.
Look,
I don't like
Pete's
it.
just paranoid. That's why we call him Paranoid Pete.
My name's Jeff, but okay.
Oh, it is?
In the whole town, Captain.
He's a
But
really bad guy.
I've been calling you that for 10 years. You've never corrected me.
I can't
you keep paying me.
him. To be honest here.
That's a good point.
Yeah, it is. And he just turns and like the crew at this point has kind of realized that their feelings are irrelevant. They just start getting the ship ready to go.
So
I love you guys like family. Why are you? All right, fine.
It's a good
so
move,
how
Colonel.
long is this journey
Roll
supposed to
a,
be
roll a
again?
persuasion check on that for me. Because LOL.
That would be a 15.
That's good enough. Nobody walks off the ship.
That's good.
So how long did you say this journey was going to be again?
Several days.
Yeah,
How many specifically?
DM?
about 3 days.
That's 3 days too many. All right, let's get this moving.
All right, let's go.
Are we off?
Why am I surrounded by cowards? Yes, we're off.
Excellent. The crew have dropped sail, raised anchor, full sheet,
Fancy. Look,
and
Peter Sheep, I guess.
as you sail across the ocean.
I have an excuse.
Is it written?
What do you have an excuse for? A written
For
excuse?
being a coward.
As you guys sail towards Neverwinter, which you cleaned the location up before you left, so you know where you're going. Nothing happens. It is a beautiful trip. The 3 nights are star-filled and calm. The days are cool and crisp. It is not too hot. It's not too cold. It is an absolutely beautiful sail, one of the best you've ever been on. On the 3rd and a half day, you look off into the distance and you see the port of Neverwinter. Neverwinter is on the Sword Coast. As you look into it, if you would, well, it's pretty passive perception, I would say, for the case of this. As you get in Neverwinter, it just looks like a port. Nothing special. It's not ornate. It's not big. It's a port. So you, Captain, have your ship pointed at Neverwinter. You are steaming towards Neverwinter. As you approach Neverwinter, you see standing at the edge of a dock I'm assuming I'm going to give you a spyglass.
Appreciate it.
You see through your spyglass, standing out on one of the furthest docks, a half-orc who is looking at you. He waits. He kind of waves at you to see you.
I go.
He nods. There's no expression on his face. This is work. There's no expression. He just points over at an empty slip off to his right, your left. He just points at it and then turns and walks back.
All right. You heard the man. Into that slot. That's where we're parked.
Is anybody doing anything before you all arrive in the port of Neverwinter?
I've just gathered all my stuff together.
Okay.
Same.
Okay.
I'm standing off to the side staring at the owl.
All right. You guys pull into the slip that is at Neverwinter. As soon as you do, you have a crew of 5 or 6 from the port, all human, with the exception of the half-orc that you saw on the dock earlier. He is standing at the front of the slip. At this point, he's just arms crossed. There's no expression. He's just looking. They stand off to the side. They look up your crew, throw ropes for you to tie your ship up into the slip. They bring over a gangplank from the dock, lay it on the ship. Now you may depart, do whatever you want to do, but you have an opening to go down onto the docks. You are in the port of Neverwinter.
All right. I address the half-orc. Is it afternoon? What's the time?
I would say you arrived. 3 days. You left early in the morning. Let's say it's 3 days. Let's say it's 8, 9 a.m. Relatively early in the morning.
Good morning to you.
Morning.
So how's the port going?
It's work.
Gotcha. So I've been saying it for a couple of days. I just figured that maybe you heard some hearsay. Have you heard anything about a strange fog going around LC?
No.
No?
No. Look, man, I bring in ships. We unload the ships. The ships leave. Are you here to unload supplies?
No, I'm here to dock for repairs.
Well, I need you to get your ship out.
How about I'm going to ask you the same question, but in Orcish.
He looks at you and is relatively impressed that you know, because he obviously didn't expect that from Halfel. He replies to you in Orcish. None of you know Orcish, correct?
I'm an actual orc.
Oh, that's right. I do. You are Orcish.
I know Orcish too.
So, because you have not told me you came off the boat yet, he has not seen you. You are welcome to come off the boat.
Oh yeah, I was
Okay.
not far behind.
He hears you speak the same question in Orcish. He is impressed. He looks over at you and sees another orc, but he is half orc.
Yeah.
But sees an actual orc at all. He says, "Listen, I don't really have time to talk about the things that are happening. The ship come in, we unload the ship, we send the ship back out. Every minute that there's not a ship loading or unloading is lost money for me and my crew." And at this point, he's just staring. Like he basically has told you time is money, and every minute that I'm not unloading a boat or loading a boat, I'm losing money.
I will say to him it's Celestial,
Okay.
which he also shares. Ask him if there's any openings, and if there's not, could he make one for a ship to dock for a good while?
Are there any openings? If there are, could you make way for a ship to dock for a while?
You got two options. It's in the slip, loading or unloading, or you can take it over into the harbor. He points over to the left. There's like a area of the port that is it's open to the ocean, but there's like a rock outcropping that kind of goes around. So there's like a protected little harbor. And he says, you can park it out there while you're not unloading or loading. But if you're attached to the dock, you're loading or you're unloading.
All right. Tell him we understand. Crap.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I say in Orcish. I don't know why I'm saying that in Orcish. He
But
obviously
see,
speaks
but the thing is, he's speaking to me in Celestial, so unless you speak Celestial, you don't.
I see that y'all
Yeah, okay.
relay constantly, and I try to break the middle
I
ground.
don't. So I reply, I am only speaking to you and you in Orcish now. Because
Okay.
now that I know you know Orcish, and I basically cut him out of the conversation.
Okay. All right.
I see how this is going to be.
I will say,
And he just turns and starts walking away.
Great. So we now got to get the boat out of the.
we've got to go to the harbor.
All right.
We've
How
got.
was I supposed to know this was a loading section?
We've got a dinghy. We can all ride
Is
your
there like a
dinghy.
sign that says loading and unloading only?
Nope.
Oh.
So this town, as you look around,
That'd be nice.
Are we getting off the boat or not?
We're getting back on the boat, then we're going to move the boat, then we'll get off.
No one got off the boat except for us three.
so
You're still on the boat.
when
You never
when
said you
look,
got
as
off.
you guys stand on the boat, or those of you that got off, look around. You see there's two other boats, two other ships. One's a few spots down, one's next in the one. So he basically is. I mean, he pulls as ships come in, he puts them in an empty slot. As they're unloaded, he ships them right back out. There's one over here being unloaded, one over there that is being unloaded, but it's with people. There's no cargo getting on. It's just a group of people.
Isn't mostly construction materials getting offloaded?
Yes, from the boat that's over there, it's construction materials, it's mining materials, it's building materials primarily.
Everything that one guy had told us.
So we're going to be moving over to the harbor.
Yes.
I tell my owl, I ask my owl to fly over by the harbor and see if it can spot an open slot for us over there.
So the harbor is open water. Basically, so there's the port where you park, and there's a rock out park that rolls around. So there's like a little protected area, and the harbor is basically you just put your boat there.
It's like a cove.
Yeah. It's just a spot where you put your boat,
Sounds good.
anchor it if you're not going to be able to be. If you're not unloading or unloading to get into the port, you park it.
All right, good to know. All right, boys, back on the boat.
The crew just kind of like immediately, like at this point, basically the gangplank went down. They all got excited to get off the ship. You had the conversation, and now you guys are like, get back on the boat, and the crew is just like,
Look, it's not my fault that they didn't properly label this as the unloading and offloading section.
oh, we were going to Neverwinter, not somewhere in the bay, but here we go, and they just started.
Well, the bay's next to Neverwinter.
At this point, they're just attaching the ropes and waiting.
I'm gonna buy you guys around tonight. Don't worry.
From where, Captain? We're on the boat.
We'll be in Neverwinter. Why are you guys so negative all of a sudden? You go through one life or death.
Traumatic experience? Yeah, that tends to be how it works, Captain.
Look,
Is this mutiny?
stop trying to do that. We're not making that a thing. It's not a mutiny. Guys, it's not a mutiny. They're tense, understandably so.
It would be pretty easy to mutate, wouldn't it?
Yeah, this one, all right, so the rest of this connected to the gameplay has been taken back over to the dock. And you guys, here's the crew, the port workers is like waiting, they're like looking at you guys.
We're sailing out.
Okay,
We're being quick about it.
all right,
Trying to get out of people's way.
back to the harbor or over to the cove.
Over to the harbor.
Okay, so you guys drop over to the cove. There's two other ships. They're clearly cargo ships, same situation. They are anchored down with nothing on that you can see.
Okay. Well, we'll sail into a spot that's a little bit more on the corner.
Okay, so kind of like up inside the outdoor.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So you sail
Where's
there.
harder to get out of if we need to move quickly?
That's a good point.
You're probably gonna be.
We'll go into a very easy to get out of. Well, yeah, good point.
Why don't you just turn the boat around?
You're not the captain!
So I turned the boat around.
How does one, Rachel, turn a boat around?
Don't make me turn this boat around.
God, I feel like I'm the dad on the road trip. Never mind, it's getting really.
Just pull it into the cove, turn around, and then.
When the movement of the boat is now about midday.
Oh God, it took us a half a day to freaking. All right, cool. I'm assuming that we're being hailed by somebody on the pier.
No, I
There's
mean,
no pier.
they push. There's no pier. It's just a port. It's
We're like
one
out in the
slot.
middle of the water.
And now that they know you did not bring cargo and they have nothing offload, they basically pushed you off, and you're not being paid attention to by anybody in the port. You see as you
That
look
works.
back, you see the half orc walking around. He's just kind of direction. He's writing stuff down. He's directing. Nobody's paying attention to you at all.
All right, cool. Disembark, lads.
You guys are parked in a cove.
Dingy.
Well, yeah, we got a ding.
Okay, which I'll say curious for people.
It's gonna take a while.
All right, one of you
You only have one?
is on dinghy duty.
What's that mean?
They
That means you carry us back and forth.
I think we know which guy.
Here's the thing.
Paranoid Pete.
Yes.
Yes, Paranoid Pete will be ferrying us back and forth.
Jeff.
Jeff, buddy, you're gonna be ferrying us back and forth, boy.
Got my eye on you, Pete.
He just like drops the head, walks, and the crew drops the dinghy down off. Where's the dinghy? Back of the boat side of the boat.
That's it back.
Back of the boat. Drops it down. Throws a rope ladder down to the dinghy. He like climbs down, gets into the spot where the pilot or the rower would sit, and like he's just staring.
Jeff, would it make you feel any better if I paid you?
You know, not having to row you guys ashore and then come back to the boat, but I guess we're just doing this anyway.
Look, here's the thing. We'll rotate turns. It's not a mutiny. We'll do a rotation. Whoever the last guy is on the last boat will be ferrying it back and forth on that way. So you'll be doing this twice, and somebody else will be doing it twice.
He doesn't have a watch, so I'm just doing that. We could have been halfway there by now, Cap.
Jeff, you really tested my patience?
I climbed down the
Obviously yours is tested.
Aye, aye, sir.
I lean over and I give him 2 gold coins. Like, look, I get that we're having a lot of issues right now. Take this as advance payment.
Done. Grabs it, throws it in a pouch, and then just.
I climbed down
I
the
was
rope ladder.
expecting a little more.
He's just looking. He's just like staring.
Honestly,
waiting
they're
for somebody
ignoring
to
little
get
girls,
it.
so they probably need to be louder.
All right, so he can carry 4 in the sticky. Who's going?
She's climbed down the rope twice.
You've already
Okay,
gone down.
yeah, I'm climbing down the rope.
I feel like I should probably get in then to balance the lightest and the heaviest person.
2,
I'm in.
3.
I can't go without the captain because it might go bad.
We'll go on the next trip.
So he just looks at you guys and starts rowing. Probably takes, I don't know, 8 minutes, 7 minutes to row all the way to shore.
Appreciate the service, by the way. I can see how much it is to put up with.
And he's looking like he's sweating in the sun at this point. And he's just like, your patience is appreciated. It's just at this point, like after your thing, he's just eye to everything. Gets ashore, drops you three off. You three have been dropped off ashore, like where the beach and the port meet each other, right? He turns around, he comes back to the boat, pulls it back up to where the end of the rope ladder is, and is just once again sitting there.
All right. All right. Only just a few left on the boat, just in case. Say quarter. And we'll take a few more deckhands if you. Whoever wants to get in. First come, first serve. Come on.
The two of you get in, and then 2 others, because that's all you can do.
Yeah.
Okay. He rows ashore. He gets you to shore. He drops you guys off, and you have 2 deckhands who look at you, and one of them says, "Captain, you know I appreciate working for you, but I work for you on the boat. Why did you bring us here?"
Why is everybody questioning my decisions today?
I'm not questioning your decision. I clearly came with you, Captain. I'm just wondering, what am I doing here?
I was going to. Here's the thing. Surely.
So we can leave? Sure. And they just start walking to the board.
I immediately grabbed him by the shoulders like, that's not what I meant at all.
You said sure, leave. So I sure left.
Mind the boat.
Is that not what you said?
All right, look.
Captain, I think I've ever met in my life.
Well, the both of you shut it.
Why
Anyway.
don't you tell them to mind the boat?
Look, we're going to be here for a while for repairs.
Okay.
Which means that here's the thing. I'm going to go out and I'm going to go make. Have I not told you people this plan of mine?
No.
What he's trying to say, really incompetently, it sounds like, is we have some things that we're planning to do, and it sounds like the ship needs repairs. He brought you up here so that you could acquire the materials needed to go back.
Well, just say so, Cap.
Were you not paying attention to the team meeting?
No, we were trying to run a boat. What do we need? Let's just make this easy, Cap. What do we need?
All right, we obviously need some timber. We need extra metal and stuff to weld in the places that need welding. You know where all of our decks are.
Outstanding. Where's the money to pay for it, Cap?
Here's the thing. I got to go get the money.
So
What am I doing?
So buy stuff, but we don't have the money to buy stuff. So you got to go get the money to buy stuff for us to buy stuff, but you want us to go ahead and buy the stuff.
I'm going to walk up and I'm going to grab him by the scruff of his shirt. I'm going to make my face appear like I have sharp teeth along here using mask of many faces as an identification and go, you're going to listen to me and you're going to listen good. I'm tired of everybody bailing. Half of our men died. Get over it. We need to sally forth and get going.
Ladies and gentlemen, the first natural one of the campaign has been rolled. He is horrified. You would not have seen this from me before, correct?
No,
okay.
This is a recent development.
He is not. He is horrified by this. He absolutely does not recognize the trick that you used to pull this off. He just immediately snaps to it. It's like, whatever you say, Captain. Whatever you say. Just tell me what to do, Captain.
You're going to stay here, mind the ship, wait for me to get some money so we can go repair the ship.
All right, Captain. He just turns the marshal.
And you're going to tell the rest of them the same.
You want me on shore or on the boat, Captain?
Hey,
that's not like a smart ass question. Like he's genuinely asking you. Because you said mind the boat, but you didn't tell him to stay ashore.
I'm going to change my demeanor a little bit and just kind of grab him by the shoulders, like, I wanted to have a party before we all left, before we all departed. I was going to buy you all a round of drinks, and then I was going to go with this expedition, go do whatever heroing stuff I need to do, swindle, buy things, do something like that. Because I want to take care of you all, because I don't want to lose any more of you. Understood?
He basically, so hang on. Yeah. He's just like, I understand that. You tell us what to do, we got it.
Understandably, I got a little upset, and I apologize for that. But let's just know that we're all on the same team here. You guys stay around. You don't have to give me the dead stare. I mean, I get that was scary there. It was a scary moment.
Aye, Captain.
I broke one. Anyway, at least I got like a little more.
Aye, Captain.
Somebody's gonna quit the moment he gets the chance.
No, he's not.
No, I am not.
You're right, you're not.
Aye, Captain.
We're gonna have a party tonight. Go get the rest of the people. I'm gonna go listen for rumors. Spread some men out. See if they can hear anything that's going on.
Aye, Captain. And he just turns and gets back in the dinghy and starts, he and the other guy who didn't see that, start ferrying their way back to the ship. You guys,
Time.
you guys, oh, he is falling.
He
The
did.
boat's leaving awake.
Hey DM, did you know that Wildcats can beat Gators? I don't know if you knew that or not.
Monday morning, 9 to 12 on the Rob Brown Show. So they're gone. They're on their way back to the ship. You guys are now standing where the end of the port hits the beach that wraps around that rocky core. As you look into the port, you see what you saw earlier. You see the half-orc who is clearly in command of what is happening. You see a crew of humans who are unloading the boat that is parked 3 slots down from where you guys are standing. Inside of the port, you can see a handful of gray stone buildings. There's nothing ornate. There's no decoration. There's no signs. It's just buildings with a door. Each one has one window tops. And you see people going in, coming out, going in, coming out. They're coming to the boats. They're going back in, and that's it.
Man, the orcs really did a number on this place. I thought it was used to be resplendent. All these city-states used to be the jewels of the Sword Coast. Now look at them. It's a sad sight.
Are you talking about a specific, or are you talking about?
I'm just kind of talking. I'm talking to people in general.
Yeah, because
That's what happens when raids come through.
You've been here before?
Me? Well, I've been in and out in a lot of different places.
Yeah, I definitely don't think he's been through here, considering with the debacle we just went through.
Look, all right. So I went through Watergate, like Am and Baldur's Gate. I've actually never been to Neverwinter. It's one of the few parts I never actually got.
Because you're at work, have you?
No.
No? Okay.
By the way, when did you separate from your clans?
Let me think. So I am like 30, 31 in this character, and it would have been probably coming of age thing. So probably like 12. So probably just shy of 20 years.
Gotcha. All right, so you've never really been a part of this.
No.
But this all looks like different. I mean, it seems kind of weird that they'd be raiding in this area. It's kind of why we're here, seeing if we can find some opportunities around here. All right, so I guess the best way to go about this, since I got my men milling about, let's go find a tavern and see if we can go ask some questions. Everybody up for that?
Sounds good to me.
Sounds good to me. I love taverns.
Kiddo,
Why a tavern? Can't you just ask people in the street?
we could, but that's what my crew was doing.
Is she even allowed to come into a tavern? Is that legal?
We met her in a tavern.
Oh, okay.
No, you could just pass her off as a halfling.
a rowboat with 4 of your crew comes back. The one you threatened, Pessimistic Pete, and 2 others that we haven't named yet because those are the only ones I care about. They come back on the ship. They just kind of nod at you guys while you went by, like
Can one of
clearly have told them what happened. And so the sarcasm of your crew is now gone and replaced by roll perception.
Oh, God.
Can one of them just be a friend that I made sharing
Oh.
owl facts because we're at the owl
Sharing
brothers?
owl facts.
15.
15. What has been in the past for you a relatively jovial crew, you can tell there's a big fear of you now. And they walk right past you. They just kind of like drop, like not even looking at you so much, it's just kind of like a side eye and nod. They make their way into the wharf. There is not really a crowd here. I mean, there's only 5 or 6 buildings, probably 8 slips for vessels. And there's really nothing else. So they walk into the wharf and they kind of start looking around. You see the first 2 like walk over to where the crew is unloading the docks. They are basically trying to start up a conversation, and dock workers are like, we got to work. Sorry, and they just kind of work around them. One of them walks over to the half orc that is running the crew, and he just pushes them aside and makes his way over to the crew and is now calling out more instructions to them.
I just kind of yell out, "Further in town is what I meant."
There isn't a further in town. There's about 5 buildings. You can see what would have used to have been the area of the larger town. It has been raised. Neverwinter was never a big bustling city. It was always kind of like a residence of those that worked in the docks, and maybe those who had made their way there to see if they could gain a life on the sea. Where you look past the 8 stone buildings that are kind of dotted around, past that used to be a city. Nothing there. It's just destruction. There is no town for them to walk into and ask questions.
Woo! All right, change of plans. We're gonna find a tavern. I'm gonna buy you all drinks, and we'll go from there.
Okay. What are we doing?
Tavern.
Find in a tavern, yeah.
See if we can find a
I
tavern.
mean, there's 8
The whole crew?
8 great buildings.
8 great buildings. Is there a great building?
Are
that
you
has
gonna?
any sort of-
There's no decorations, no ornate. There's nothing right. These buildings were built for function, for work, for nothing else.
So there's a separate harbor area. Is there so Neverwinter, the city proper is just gone. Oh.
Yeah, because that was a pretty big place. The fact that
And for the record, we are playing in a traditional D&D setting. I've homebrewed some aspects of it, so don't when you hear Neverwinter, don't think like the traditional D&D.
Gotcha. Because I was thinking
Yeah. This was never a city.
I'm thinking video game Neverwinter.
Correct. Don't get all of that. This was a medium to small
I don't know if you have
effective village for anybody who wants seafaring lifestyle. Shippers, naval officers, maybe just retired, just want to retire on the coast.
Grew up around.
Effectively, if you are comfortable in water, Neverwinter would have been fine. There was never anything flashy and fancy about it. It was just, if you want to live off the water, Neverwinter's a good spot to do it. Clearly, this Neverwinter has been raised, and what has replaced it is effectively these docks. There's really not much else to it.
Any residences?
No, I mean, let me rephrase that. If you would like to walk further down,
Lean-tos,
you can take a look. But from where you see the 8 buildings, and you see just past them, just where stuff used to be, and now it ain't.
I'll walk through some stuff and see what if there's literally anything remaining.
So as you walk down the dock, you walk past the half orc. There's the crew. They are unloading stuff. As you get past, you see that before the 8 buildings, there is off to the side an area that one of these buildings you can see is serving as effectively storage, right? They're carrying this stuff in there. Right on the other side of that, there's an area where a dirt road comes up, runs adjacent to that building, and then just turns 180 degrees and goes back out where it came from.
Is this basically flat land or hills? Or
No, Neverwinter Port is effectively flat grassland out to where the city used to be, and then past that, and then you would need to go further that for the geography to change.
See, I thought there was going to be more here when I got here.
You've heard, for the most part, everybody's heard tales of Neverwinter past. You just know something happened here, and you can see the city. It's not recent destruction.
I was going to say, how long ago was it?
You don't know,
mentioned,
but it's not recent. You're certainly all welcome to ask questions, investigate, do whatever you want to find out.
I'm going to find it.
I suggest we walk past the work.
Yeah. They're not going to talk to us. And that's just going to cause more problems. All right. One of you And I point to.
Are you walking past the crew? Or past the buildings? Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna walk past him. I'm gonna
Okay.
grab one of my group.
What's everybody's passive perception?
15.
Okay. 10.
Well.
You over here, as you walk by the half orc,
It's 8 plus your
Well,
proficiency
Lonzo,
bonus
yeah,
plus or
No,
roll
it
it.
says it right there.
as you walk past the half orc,
There's
he is
labels all
now
over.
standing next to. He is now standing next to a human that you did not see when you arrived. This guy is in.
Sorry, who is? Who's standing next to
The half orc.
Okay.
Which is for intents and purposes. Sorry.
Right.
Is what you can tell.
The doc master is
He
standing next to a human that we
He
didn't.
is standing next to a human you have not seen yet. This human is in a light gray. It's not really like a suit. It's more like a uniform. It looks like a work uniform with a white like rope band, almost like a military band, but it's a very thin braided band that goes over his shoulder. He is talking to the half orc, and he looks at him and he goes 11:30, and the half orc goes yes, and then the guy writes him down. Then he turns and starts walking toward one of the green buildings, the nearest one to you.
Is his name Commander Aziz?
He said 11:30.
All he said was 11:30. The other guy said yes. He said okay. And
What
so,
time is it now?
It's about 1:30, 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Well,
That's time for some food. We can find if there is any in this vicinity.
What do you want to hunt some? There's like nothing here.
He's a pacifist.
He's not gonna hunt anything.
Oh yeah. That's,
Oh,
oh yeah. That's good.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Yeah, he
No, you're
doesn't-
no, you're right.
That's what you are. You're a
I mean, yes.
No, he's a vegetarian, isn't he?
Gather,
He's like a
man.
vegan, I thought.
Yeah, I'm a vegan.
Yeah,
The first thing he asked me is,
that was weird.
is
He's
if
a
he had any
vegan orc.
vegan
I
elements
remember
to my
that.
shit.
Did you?
No.
So I'm starving right now, and I need something to eat. So I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna see if there's anything that I can forage for.
Why don't you take your boy with you to forage? He is a druid.
Yeah.
He knows where mushrooms are. So.
Did you learn?
Alright,
I
so
actually
I'm
need
gonna-
the berry spell.
I can actually help you.
Okay, never mind.
My wanderer feature allows me to forage enough food to feed as many people as we have.
Even an orc?
I didn't realize you had such experience. You had such experience. Wonderful.
That can help.
Yes.
She said she.
She said she could help. No one has
I'd be
asked
happy
her.
to do
for
this.
it.
Are we going now? Are we going now?
I have very anything in the past 10 days, so I would love to.
I will.
I will work into the woods to find food. Various mushrooms, various.
All right.
And the druid, yeah.
The three of you are going?
Yes.
Do you think we should go with them, or do you think we should tail the one guy?
I want to tell the one guy.
This could be a problem, but
Splitting the party.
Okay.
let's do it.
Start. So you guys are going forward.
Yeah.
We'll come back to that momentarily. You guys are going to follow
The silver bear. Silver.
the guy in the suit.
Yes.
Right. He walks. He's taking the notes. He walks towards the gray building. Roll me a stealth check.
I'm good at that. I got a 23.
Ooh, okay.
Do I need to do that too?
Go.
Do I need to do that?
Where's my stuff at?
Add your decks.
It's day one, and you guys are split the party.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I rolled a 2.
As you are walking,
Still ain't my game, people.
Well, we weren't trying to sneak up on the guy. We were just gonna walk up and talk to him.
oh, okay. Oh, I thought you were. You said you were.
You
gonna
said we
tail
were
him.
following.
Yeah,
That's
said
what
were
you
tailing
said.
him. Tailing,
Yeah.
I assumed meant. Like,
Tailing means following.
Yeah.
That's what it means.
That is exactly what that means.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
So are you just approaching him, or are you tailing him?
We're
Well,
approaching.
now they're approaching.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can be as sneaky as you want. He knows I'm here.
I'm just
So
naturally
as he walks to the building, the Cap is over here like doing an awesome Batman impersonation, keeping himself hidden, and then there's just clank, 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 clank up behind him. He spins. He sees the two of you. How far away are you from him? Are you like walking up for a conversation?
Yeah, I'm just walking up towards him. I'm just naturally quiet.
May I help you, gentlemen?
Oh, God,
Naturally
voice.
quiet.
You have a wonderful voice, sir. We're new arrivals here. We're just trying to get our bearings. I was trying to find a place to dock and at least dock my ship for eventual repairs. Could you help me get my bearings, sir? Because you seem like you have an idea of what's going on. I know everybody's busy. I know things are very hectic here, so I won't take too much of your time.
The Pearl, the docking station. That's all you need to know.
I'm assuming the Pearl is a tavern,
If you want to call it that.
watering hole.
Maybe you want to call it that.
Okay. Apparently, there's several things I can call that. What's your name, by the way?
My name's the operator. That's all you need to know, unless you are here to buy yourself.
I'm assuming construction supplies or some sort of supplies of that nature.
Are you here to buy or sell?
I'm not, and
All right.
I will go.
Why don't you ask him what we can buy?
Gentlemen, I have business. Can I help you?
All right. What can we buy if we're here to buy?
You can buy construction equipment and mining equipment. That's what we import. That's what we export. The stone's not for sale. It's needed for construction.
There's nothing on the side that you might be selling?
Are you asking me to do something illegal?
No, he's not. He's just very bad at social skills.
I said you wanted something illegal.
What if we did? Oh,
You're
You're
not
not there.
Sorry,
I just laughed and I was like, yeah, nah, why don't you even sell anything like that anyway?
He just goes back to writing. He is turning and walking back towards the room.
Next time, if there's something like that, let me ask. Because there's a certain language to that you don't know.
He
Why?
disappears through a door. So it's one of the gray buildings. This gray building is about the size of this room. He walks into it. You hear the door shut behind him, and then from the other side, clank, clank.
See, now you're scaring them off. You got to be better with people. And I'm being loud about this. It's like, you got to be better with people. I told you.
Why?
To socialize better as
Why?
we're walking away towards the girl.
Girl, going into Light Out Hodgepodge, there are 8 total. There are 3 of them that are towards the docks, but one in the middle is the one you pointed out when you said the Pearl. Let's go to you guys. Right? I don't know your character, but you have a forging feat.
It's not a feat. It's the Wanderer or the Outlander feature called Wanderer, which allows her to
You like smell fruit?
forage. I can read it for you. Find food and fresh water for yourself and up to 5 other people each day, provided the land offers very small game water.
Outside of the remnants of the town, so closer kind of back towards the beach, but further inland.
Right.
You're able to scrounge up nuts, berries, basically, as much as that feed allowed you to have. As far as fresh water, you don't necessarily find a source of fresh water. You're certainly willing to spend time looking for one if you want, unless it just.
This is like a forest area. Are there any rivers or anything nearby? Are there any rivers or anything nearby?
Not that you see from where y'all are.
Look for cows. Cows have milk.
We'll forage whatever berries and fruits and things that we can that I can eat.
Mushrooms.
I am lying to you. There is a river that flows just to the north of Neverwinter into the other.
I can't seem to find a river anywhere. Oh wait, no, there it is. I'm sorry.
You're gonna roll in that one percent the land that he made. So yes, you have found enough fruit and berries for everybody to satiate themselves. And should you elect to go over to the river, you can collect the water that you need to fill up your water skins, whatever. So you guys are good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That
I
old.
think that's what we
What
want.
I'm not starving anymore.
What the three of you doing? What are the 3 of you doing now?
I'd like, while we're searching around for horses, I'd also like to see if we can find any herbs and things like that.
Okay.
I have a little bit of experience with putting some natural medicines together. So I'd like to see if there's anything that I
Okay,
can.
since you're looking for something specific, give me an investigation check. Where are you searching for this at?
So as we're looking through different.
What specifically are you looking for?
I am looking for natural ailment herbs.
Got you.
That's probably not going to happen because that's a 3.
Yeah, you don't really find much.
Pretty barren.
I mean, it's pretty much like along the sides of the river. It's relatively grassy, like the side of a river running through an area like this would be going to the ocean, but you don't necessarily.
Did we really come here without supplies? I mean, I
No,
realized.
I mean whatever supplies you guys.
It's
you wrote
just
down.
the natural thing that my character does.
Okay, all right. Because it made it sound like.
With our
all the time,
skills.
yeah.
No, I think, and I don't remember that specifically gave you guys anything, but I think I said I gave you each like 3 rations of food to take with you.
Yeah.
I think I gave you each a water skin because I don't want to deal with dehydrated players.
Yeah.
And then whatever you got in your whatever various packs that you chose or gear that you chose to take.
Tend to have more food and water like that.
Yeah.
Considering you also do some herbalism and alchemy stuff, would you like
When
to try searching for
we
anything
head
before
back to town,
how I did?
I would like to go through
I just don't know
the
what to search.
ruins.
Okay. Well, so
Path will
I have
take us through the
alchemy
ruins.
and what?
if you want, so you guys to get to the river
Look at what you
have
have here.
gone.
Okay.
Like
Herbalism
they
kit,
peeled off, you
alchemy
guys
kit.
walked around the docks, you're now on the north
Alchemists
side.
are all about
You can
potions,
go
herbalism is all
out
about
and through,
herbs
or
and
you
stuff.
can go back into the docks and through, because it's all kind of right to the northeast of the port is where everything was.
Just as we're making our way back to where we were, I
Yeah.
want our path to take us through the ruins. I'm particularly interested in investigating the ruins.
Okay. So you make your way.
Before that, Tim also wanted to do something.
Yeah,
as well.
Yes,
I have
whenever they finish.
Herbalism and alchemy. I don't know what the-
He wants to try searching through the woods to find some stuff for his herbalism and alchemy related skills as well.
Anything specific?
No.
Okay, so I gotta know what you're
Then
looking
you
for.
find nothing specific.
He's probably thinking about wanting to make some various teas, some health
Teas,
potions and things
Health
like that.
potions,
Okay.
yeah, and mana potions.
I
That's-
would-
why does it look like you're magic or
I'm trying to teach him about
Here's-
what he can do.
Here's what I'm gonna say for these purposes here. If you are going to be brewing those types of potions, you need to know what's in there, what ingredients you need, etc.
Uh-huh.
Because I can't just be like roll to construct a health potion because
Okay.
those are not cheap.
Is there like a printout that I can?
We can work on finding one. But I would say at this point, like if you don't know what that potion is, we'll need to figure out
You'll have to
something
learn.
about that. Yeah, because what I don't want, and I'm not like, don't take this
No,
wrong,
no,
like,
no, it's
I don't
fine.
want to spend 30 minutes for you guys hunting down bushes.
Oh, no, yeah, obviously.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
okay. So you and I were talking about
This bush makes you feel better.
Yeah.
I really just was trying to do that to try and teach him.
Yeah, and I
That's
understand and I
how- yeah.
appreciate that. So in cases where you would develop your ability to make potions, but obviously your character would need to know what's in those and then tell me what you are looking for specifically. So we'll push pause on that. You and I will talk about that.
Okay.
All right. So you guys have wrapped up. You're making your way. You guys are going to walk to the outside of the port because it's a shorter path and you can go up into the ruins. So now to your right, you see 4 of the 8 gray stone buildings. There are, like you said, there are 3 of them that are pushed up against the docks, and then there are 5 more that are kind of laid out behind them, including the biggest one, which is along the dirt road that kind of like comes in and then goes back out. You get over to the ruins. Are you looking for anything specific, or are you just having a go?
I'm curious about what happened here because so far I don't think we've heard.
Nope.
Nobody in our party has been here,
Correct.
and it seems like you said this destruction was fairly recent, or not recent.
Not recent.
Not recent.
Not recent. You don't know how long it has been, but it's very clearly not.
That's the
been.
first thing I want to see is
Okay.
is if I can tell, just make it I don't know, an uneducated guess as to how long these rooms have
Give
been.
me a perception check.
Roller. It's a natural 19. Do you want me to add to it, or is that good enough? Perception?
No, 19's fine.
Okay.
as you look at
It's okay.
What
I
is-
had 0.
beautiful, as you look at what is left of Neverwinter, the town portion of it,
Mhm.
The wood is rotting,
Mhm.
but it has not disappeared. The stone is not necessarily, I mean, it's obviously knocked down, but it's not eroded per se. You can tell that this destruction is several months old,
But
but
not
not ancient, right? Yeah,
Okay.
not a number of years. But you can tell it's several months. How many several is, you don't know.
Okay. Does it seem to be, is there a locality to it, or is it just general? Does it seem like it came from a particular origin?
The destruction itself.
Yes.
I mean, it's citywide. It looks like with a 19. It looks like almost like a battle, like a siege was fought here.
Okay.
It's not like this is a natural disaster. It looks like there was I would say a siege, but those
But not like a meteor hit it, or
no. It's just like
a singular point of
correct.
destruction.
Right. It's just this town was destroyed.
That's a first
By itself, but not naturally. It was
number.
some group has raised it. So it was a siege, and those holding the siege very clearly won, and then
Bodies?
not.
And 2 second spells.
You guys are with them. Is there anything you're looking for in the town, or you want to make your way back into the fort?
I'm sorry, I was helping him with
No, you're fine.
nothing happened.
So he looks around. And are you going to go that information?
Yeah, I just it looks like there was a war here.
I mean, it sounded like some various orc raids have come through here, so it makes sense that it would look that way, I suppose. Unless, what do I see when I look out at this?
Perception check for you.
Oh, nice. That is going to be a 21.
Same thing. The buildings are raised. The wood is rotting, but it is not decomposed yet. Okay. It's not like the stone that made up the buildings is eroded, it's just been knocked down. It looks like a siege happened here, and it looks like after the siege broke the city, whatever was doing the sieging had blown by.
Okay.
It just seems strange that whoever attacked the town didn't clearly want to keep it. It was just malicious mayhem.
Well, from my experience in those camps, it often can be. Well, the range is not there anymore.
There's no strategic value to this location if you don't keep it, and it doesn't sound like it was a big enough threat originally to have been encroaching on anybody else's territory.
Well, that doesn't really often matter sometimes. When it comes to orcs, war is a way of life.
Yeah, but you don't kill stuff just to kill stuff. You know,
Orcs
you often have to have a reason, right?
You often do. In orc culture, it often ends up being a matter of waging war being not only a way of life, also a way of worshiping.
So
The way-
warriors,
I would say more of a brutish barbarian in life, but
It's a ritual. It's a
very dark.
yes.
I'm just curious why they haven't rebuilt more. Maybe this is as far as they've gotten. Maybe this is as much as they could have rebuilt in the amount of time since this has passed.
Maybe.
How many people?
Because I mean, it seems like it was somewhat recent, but not like, you know.
Well, all we see is works, right?
You guys are just, did you go deep, did you go into the city if you like, or you just kind of came to the beginning?
I wanted, I don't know really, I wanted our path to returning from the wilderness to take us through the ruins. So we're sort of making our way back to the docks, but I wanted to get close enough to the ruins to inspect.
Okay, so you guys, so where the last
So
building is.
you're making your way downtown.
It's maybe 20, 25 feet to where the ruins would have started, so I just put it about halfway
Okay.
between those.
Yeah.
And you follow them around back to the dirt road that runs from the ruins into where you recognize the courts. Do me a favor, the three of you, roll me one more perception check if you don't mind.
16.
Tim, can you guys roll me a perception check?
6 or 9.
That is going to be a 15.
Okay, you see that there are, in this dirt road, there are fresh footprints coming from the ruins and going towards the docks.
I point out this to everybody else.
It looks like there's some fresh footprints heading towards the docks from this location.
Why don't we follow?
How many?
Does it just look like it's,
15? No, it's
Like lots or just a single person?
no, it's there are footsteps going in both directions,
Okay.
as if people are coming and going from the ruins to the docks and back. There is not necessarily a run. There is an ideally a large group. It looks like there are people going.
Okay,
Gotcha.
Fresh.
Traffic.
Okay.
Well, we don't see anybody. There are
But we don't
some
see
that are
anybody.
that are fresh from within that market.
Okay.
But we don't see anybody.
But we don't see anybody traveling.
But we can tell that this is a heavily trafficked area, so I don't know.
The footprints go into the docks.
It's probably people that are just exploring the town, seeing if there's any refuge they can sell. That's my thought, my initial thought.
Yeah.
We're not there.
I know.
I was about to say, are we back?
Yeah, I want to head back to the gray buildings and see if we can find our compatriots.
Okay,
Fearless leader.
you guys walk back in. You two, while all of that is happening, where are you at next? You guys going to the Pearl?
Yeah, and meanwhile, I'm talking to Allen and Celestial and going, I have an idea that maybe we could get some information on either the dockmaster or the regal gentleman if I posed as one of them.
So not good cop, bad cop.
No, just a little bit of deceit. We don't need to be causing too many problems. It's just an idea.
I don't like honesty. Why don't we just go up and tell them?
Because they're not very upfront.
This
is the thing with
How do you know? How do you know? How do you know that they're not?
Spells.
It's a gut feeling.
Organizing like that is a lot easier.
From your inside?
What does that mean?
Know what is what at a glance.
All right. You got a feeling about what you're doing, what you want to do or whatever. It's called a hunch.
What if my feeling is to hurt?
See, these are different conversations that we shouldn't be having like this. We're trying to get you past that.
How can I get past it without talking about it?
Well, we're.
Oh, good question.
Hey, only you can trip me
Well,
up.
easy therapy.
Here's the thing. You are the protector.
So
You're
the
protecting
sessions
me.
are only 50 minutes.
Look, you're protecting me. And in the way that I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to protect you from, an overall.
You know, protection is not my mandate.
I'm aware of this, and we're trying to work on it, aren't we?
Yes.
Look, maybe we shouldn't cause trouble in the first place we end up at. I don't want to risk the ship since it's here. If it was a little bit further out, maybe. And keep in mind, this is all celestial, so it's just me and him whispering back and forth.
There's nobody around.
So we'll just meet up with the crew.
You can see.
Yeah. There's some multilingual person just like in the bush. Look, we'll meet back up with the rest of the crew, see what's going to go on. We'll venture forth a little bit, see if we can find out what else is going on. See if we can find some opportunities.
Okay for now.
And here's the thing, you know that we need to get money, prestige, power, all that stuff. So we can end up helping you out too.
I don't care about prestige. I don't care about power. But money's necessary.
Set on long.
But as long as you understand that, then you're going to something.
All of your
Oh,
small
good.
slots are set on long way.
It said New Orleans on it. I figured you'd like everything about New Orleans.
Okay.
So I'm realizing that we didn't tell them where the girl's at, so we're gonna stay
Okay.
around.
There are 8 buildings. We'll
Yeah,
see.
I mean, just
So you
go
guys,
ahead.
all right, so you guys gonna hang out, wait for them to come back?
Yep.
All right, you guys now walk from the road up, I'm out, this is an ask, not a statement. It's an ask. This is a question, not a statement. You guys have made your way, there's a path that comes out of the ruins into, you can see that there are footprints on it. Are you following that path back into the docks?
Presumably. Is there
Yeah,
another
got
one?
it.
I mean, you can go back the way you came from around. I mean, it's 8 buildings. You can go in anywhere you want, but this road is obviously used to get into and out of the port.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll definitely follow the tracks.
It's like a
So you guys walk back down to the port. You walk past and through the 2 back buildings. These buildings are not the 2 biggest, but 2 of the smaller buildings. Again, there's really no way of telling from the outside. And as you walk towards the middle, towards the front 3 buildings, you
Do they have windows in them or?
all of them have at max 1 window, but they're like yay big.
Man,
I mean, if you wanted to look in them,
These
it
look
would,
like bunkers.
sure.
Okay.
Can you reach those windows?
Can I pardon?
Can you even reach those windows?
I don't know.
They're average height. I mean, they're just regular.
But he's a little girl. So
That's correct.
He's really short,
I mean,
right?
They're
she's nearly adult
they're
size. Adult
small
human
windows,
size.
and I'm gonna
She's-
say they're about 4.5, 5 feet up off the ground.
I can see that.
Don't worry, we'll get her a stool or like a box.
As you walk back towards the center of the docks, you see the 2 of them standing, just standing in the middle of the road.
Okay. I make my way towards them.
Okay.
Did you guys fill up?
Yes.
Good. Sorry about the non-vegan options. I'll make sure that that's a thing on the ship after we can get some riches and whatnot.
Much appreciated. I'm sure your crew will love to hear that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can always cook up the owl.
I don't think he'd eat it.
No. All right. So found out where the tavern is. There's a little bit of some weirdness going on. Dealing with a hairball. Let's just go there and ask, see if the innkeeper know, or the tavern people know what's going on. And
No, we don't even know.
It's because it's really long.
He just big bar for all I know. Look, not a lot of people here are talking. And if
Except for us.
except for us, apparently.
Yeah.
That's weird, don't you think?
That is kind of strange.
It seems like they're focused.
Yeah, they're just focused on
Or they're afraid.
I don't think they're afraid.
I think they're just working. I think they're just doing their job.
It's
I
fine.
think they just don't care about us.
Let's just go to the Pearl and see if you can rustle up some information. If not, I have a few other ideas.
All right. So you guys are going to the building you pointed out as Pearl. Okay. As you approach the building, it's the same as the rest. This one is also about the size of this room. It is the same gray stone as all the rest. There is a wooden door in the front. From the front of the, well, you're actually approaching from the side. From the side, it doesn't appear that there's really any window. You can make your way around to the front, and there's a wooden door to go in if you choose.
Does it sound like there's a lot of commotion going on inside?
Is there any smoke or anything coming out where maybe food's being cooked?
I would say, yeah, there would have to be. There is, towards the back of the building, that's a great detail that I did not include in my thoughts here. Yes, towards the back of the building, you can see a little bit of smoke. It's not like a thick black room. It just looks like maybe somebody's running a small grill.
So not that it matters, but
Charcoal or gas?
So more than likely there's a back door.
I'm gonna walk around back and check.
Nah, let's not do that. Olin, would you mind going in first?
You send the little girl into the creepy door?
No, that's me.
I thought that was her.
His name's Olin, her name's Sandra. Come on, Apollo.
Sorry, my fault.
Names are not that hard.
names are very.
I'm gonna walk up to. Does it have a regular door handle, or is it just?
It's saloon door style. It's not really handle.
So it's open,
It's got like one of those brass plaques on it that you can just shove open.
so you can see inside.
No, it's a solid wooden door.
The saloon has. Maybe I'm thinking.
It's not a saloon door. It's a door that you can push open as if it was, but it's a full wooden
Dude, I'm
door.
trying to envision it. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Big
So
wooden
it's
door.
a full saloon.
It's a full door.
Okay.
I meant it opens like a saloon door.
Okay. You
Operates
said it was wood.
I gotta know.
So.
Does it say push or pull?
It swings both ways.
What language is it?
Oh, all right.
All
I
right.
mean, it's a swinging door.
I'm going to push the door and walk inside.
Okay. You walk inside. It is dark in this room. Everything is lit by candlelight. There's 6 tables. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's a back wall. At the back wall, it is a solid wooden wall with a window cut out in it. You don't see anybody in the minute. Over to the side, you see 2 what appear to be dock workers. They are just sitting there having some sort of lunch. And then you hear a little bit, you hear basically talking coming from the back. But that's really it. It's solid. It's the gray stone walls, a wooden wall in the back that separates into a secondary room. There's a hole in the wall where you can obviously talk back and forth, and 6 tables. Each table has a candle on it. There's a couple of candles on the walls on the side, and that's the light that's in this room.
Are there waitresses, a bartender?
But you hear the talking in the back. There's no bar in this place. It's not a bar.
Is there a sign that says seat yourself?
Nope, there is nothing. It is wooden, 6 wooden tables, a hole in the back wooden wall, and
Like a cafeteria,
effectively. That's the
mess hall.
yeah. It's like a
Is there anybody behind?
super cheap gas station restaurant.
Is there like a counter or something?
Nope, there's a hole in the wall in the back. And again, well, did you guys follow?
I'm the only one who walked in.
Yeah,
So
okay.
maybe-
Where did the
You can
guy,
hear talking in the back. The 2 people at the front really aren't talking. That's kind of eating.
where do they get their food?
From the back.
What are they eating?
What a question.
What are they eating?
Go investigate the hole.
If
You
there's a
can,
counter.
if you would like to roll investigation to see what their lunch is, you're
Have you-
also welcome to ask them or ask questions.
Or are there other people in here eating?
There are 2 people in, like right inside the door at the table to the immediate left.
I'm not exactly the guy to go up and talk to somebody.
I got this.
Oh, God.
Gentlemen,
Okay.
look, I'm the guy with the highest charisma. It's just everybody's just angry today. Whatever. Anyway, you're definitely not a little girl. Let's keep going with this.
Hey, ask them if they allow children.
I'm not going to bother with that. So I walk up to the 2 gentlemen and I go, "Afternoon, gentlemen." And I sit down and I pull out 2 gold coins.
Let me whip this out.
I kind of,
What kind of gold did you start with?
I did the standard thing.
Yep.
I had like 90.
Okay.
I had spent 2. I gave that
You
to,
give 2 to the crew.
yeah.
And you give it 2, or you put 2 on the table.
I put 2 on the table. I just go, look, I've been trying to ask around for a bit. And I know that you guys are on break. And I figured that I could maybe just make some conversation if that's fine. I just kind of flashed 2 coins, just kind of slip them back into my hand.
With all due respect, man, we get paid to work, not talk,
Well, you're not working at the moment.
right? We're eating lunch, then it's back to work.
Understood. This is a very quick conversation.
Fire away, you got about 3 more bites and go.
Those very small bites.
We'll see. That took them a while to chew through it. I'm just saying.
Look, me and my boys are trying to come around to help some, maybe make some money in clearing out
You want work?
problems. and all that
You
stuff.
talk to Worf.
Is Worf the orc? That orc?
He's at work, and he's not after you want work, tell him.
Any other kind?
Yeah,
What kind of work do you do?
On load ships, I load up ships,
Is that the only kind of work around here?
talk to Worf. That's what I do.
You guys are especially helpful. Who owns this place? I get that that's the third bite, but who owns this place? Who works it?
I'm the owner. You want food, you go out there.
Thank you. Riveting. I'm gonna go walk To the.
He gets up, pushes, like, stands up from the bar and starts walking back toward the door. He's like, pardon me, trying to get through you guys.
I make way for it.
I make way for it.
Both of them walk out, back out the front door.
In fact, I go to one of the tables and sit down.
Okay.
Just an empty table.
Okay.
I'll join.
I'm joining.
Okay.
That's not a bad idea.
Okay.
Oh, and let's sit down with the rest of them.
I don't want to sit down. How are we going to get food if we sit down? They said the food is back there. They've already ate. I'm hungry.
You know what? That's screw it. I'm gonna go back to walking into the back.
He and I walk towards the back
To the
to
window?
where.
Yeah, to the window.
All right. As you walk back towards the window, crap, I was closing my whole browser.
Control-Shift-T.
Got it.
It's not working. That was just, you weren't working. You were just scoping out.
All right,
was a
so
friendly reminder.
you walk back towards the window, and as you do, you hear two voices in the back in common. You hear a female voice, and you hear a male voice, and the one guy just goes, "So damn tired, bitch." And then she goes, "Yeah, well, go find something else, Frank." And then the conversation stops.
Would you guys be interested in berries and other vegetation? If you're so tired of fish.
Oh my God.
What's the charisma, by the way?
You see a human woman walk out. You see behind her,
What's the woman look like?
she is just a pretty standard woman, black hair, black eyes.
Human?
Humanoid, human.
How old?
She's probably in her
Does it matter?
late 30s, early 40s.
We haven't been on the boat that long. It does matter.
Late 30s, early 40s. Black hair, I'll say dark brown eyes. Average height, average weight. There's nothing really. I mean, she's nondescript in the best way. Like you can see, if she dressed up, she'd be a very pretty lady, but she's very clearly sweaty and working.
More a Mary Ann than a Ginger.
Correct.
Okay.
She turns the corner and she says, "Oh, welcome to the world.
Well, thank you for the kind welcome.
You're very welcome.
She at least doesn't have a lisp.
What's your name?
My name's Agatha.
Ooh,
I run the place.
Nice to meet you, Agatha. Name's Lear.
Lear, great to meet you. What can I get for you?
Oh, what you got on the menu?
We got fish.
You know, I knew that was going to be the answer, but I just wanted to ask. You got any strong beverages, any alcohol, anything like
We
that?
don't, unfortunately. You want all that, you're gonna have to go into Fandolin. That's where a majority of the revelry happens. Down here, we pretty much work. We eat, we sleep, we eat, we work.
Gotcha. That was going to be my other question.
Well, glad I can answer it for you. What can I get you?
They are all southern, aren't they?
I love these.
I'll have the fish.
Fish sounds good. Pretty much the suggestion I would have made for you. How many fishes?
5.
5 fishes.
5 fish.
No. Not 5 fish.
No? How
Fish
many
is
fishes?
vegan, right?
Why?
Fish is not vegan.
No.
I eat fish.
You don't eat fish either? They already ate.
Oh,
Me
I
and you
said I
should
will eat fish.
Frank in the
He's
back
the
just goes,
vegan.
how many fishes?
3 fishes.
3 fishes, Frank.
4 fishes.
4 fishes, Frank. Can they not count? 4 fishes, Frank.
How big are the
And then-
fishes?
From behind there's like what you
I'm
see.
5 seconds away from killing everybody and walking away.
What you see is there's a guy in his probably late 40s who is working a grill that has kind of like a barrel top opening. You know, you would see like an oil barrel open up, and he's just back there, and suddenly you're sizzling, and you just hear him go, "All right, be about 8 minutes."
Maybe.
How many teeth does Frank have?
You can't see his face. You just see like the top of a balding head.
Okay, I was going to ask about the hairline. You took care of that. It's important.
Thank you for taking care of us, Agatha. Is there any? Well, I have a few questions, if you don't mind.
How much the fish costs?
I probably should have asked how much.
Yeah, I mean,
They
you know.
don't explain.
Don't you worry.
Specifically,
We got
but you can at least see her
Figured.
fingertip.
So we're new, obviously.
Obviously.
Yeah. So we were kind of curious because I thought there was more here for Neverwinter. It's been a while.
Neverwinter, not since
Who's they?
That's
the orcs.
Explorer's Kid. It's just a bunch of stuff.
I've been out at sea for a while. I
You
apologize.
tell.
Yeah.
Been, I don't know, maybe, what's it been, Frank? Frank's like 16 months, 7 days.
Man, he's got a good memory.
That's Frank.
Must be all the fish he eats.
Don't make it me.
Well,
They know about omega fat.
I was gonna say.
Of course they do. I mean, you know,
Very scientific.
it's a fish town.
gotcha.
They know that stuff.
You can taste them.
So what you're saying is Fangolin has a lot more to it. There's a little bit more to the town.
Well, that's maybe a stretch. I mean, Fangolin got ransacked like pretty much everywhere else once the orcs came through. But yeah,
What hasn't been ransacked? I think is probably the better
that's
question.
a really good question. I mean, there's a couple of maybe little standalone residences out throughout the countryside that maybe the orcs just missed, but pretty much if it was more than 2 or 3 houses and the orcs found it, they took it all down.
Did we find work in Fandolin?
Where did the orcs go?
They went north. They came out of the mountains in the south.
I don't
They
like
knocked
being,
everything down and they just kept going north. We don't
I
really
don't
know
like
why.
being ignored.
Where can we buy supplies?
She answered.
No, she
If you're
answered
looking
him.
for
She
mines,
didn't answer.
supplies, and farming equipment down at the docks, if you're looking for anything else, the best I can tell you is go to Fandolin. That's pretty much the center of whatever's left here on the Sword Coast.
Gotcha.
Sounds
Well-
like Fandolin, then.
Yeah, it sounds like that's our next destination.
We did do that, yes.
Yes. All right. Well,
4 minutes!
thank you, Frank.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. So
Are the fish deboned, or do we have to eat them with the scales? And
You'll find out in 4 minutes.
all right. So Agatha, the predicament I'm in is I'm trying to get my ship repaired. I don't quite have the funds at the moment. I'm trying to find a good place for it to go to port and for me to buy time so I can go and get the money, go and earn my keep a little bit out in the wide world. Obviously, Fanlin would be a good place to get.
You're both broke.
It is.
Well, I got real bad news for you. Ever since the orcs took down what was left in Neverwinter, it's really not much more than load and unload and go and come back. Don't really have any shipwrights around here anymore, unfortunately.
Well,
ask her if they heard tell about the thing that attacked the other person's boat.
I was going to get to that.
You gonna get to what?
I'm going to ask about the thing about the boat.
And my friend is very shy. He's trying to ask questions to me to ask to you.
You know, you can just ask me. I'm right here, darling. All right, never mind.
He's shy around women.
Okay.
So it's all right, choir boy. We'll get through this. So another thing to ask you is there was a ship that was attacked off the coast, like a couple hours off the coast, by a rolling fog, and the thing just rent into the starboard port and whatnot,
From
and
above.
took.
What are you doing?
He's doing the clawing motion of what happened. The claws came from above. And tore
Like
into
a-
the ship.
Like
I
a,
just said.
like
from
a
above.
person scratched a boat?
Well, a big person.
Like a giant?
We think it's some kind of bird.
Well, it could be.
Or
A giant bird?
Or dragon.
What I tell you what, some of y'all got some funny stories.
Trust me, I got
So
plenty.
you
I can
never see
tell.
birds or dragons?
Listen, here's all I can tell you. I know. And she just kind of like, you can hear her like settle down just a little bit. She's like, listen, there's not much that happens around here. Boats come in, they unload them, they load them, they send them back out. But there's every now and then a group that'll come down and they just have to get on a boat and leave. And they talk about the monster.
Come down from where?
The other parts of the Sword Coast. I mean, Neverwinter's really the only port on this coast. At least the only port that has ships that are seaworthy to get you across the ocean. So people show up and they talk about the monster, and then they just get on the boat, they leave. They don't ever come back.
And which direction do they go?
Wherever the next boat out is going.
What do they say about the monster?
So they're leaving because they're afraid, or are they leaving?
As far as I can tell, they talk about the monster and they leave. I guess it must be because they're afraid of it.
What do they say about the monster?
They say it's terrifying. They say it comes in the night.
They say that it's loud. I've heard people talk about it carrying off livestock. I've heard of attacking caravans. It's only every now and then. It's not all the time, but just every now and then you'll have a few people show up saying they saw something and they can't get out of town fast enough.
Do you see them come in,
I mean,
or do you only see them leave?
No, I see them leave. I mean,
So you don't know which direction they go in when they get.
They're just leaving on ships.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
leaving.
They just live
So they live here and then they.
No,
I
they
don't know where
live.
they come from.
They're from all over the coast. They see a monster. They're saying, "We gotta get out of here," and they get on the first ship out.
The big one got it.
Okay.
Hey, Frank,
It's a bounty or something.
2 minutes.
do you know how to cook anything other than fish?
All we got's fish. 1 minute.
I understand. I mean, if you had something other than fish, would you know how to cook it?
Put it over fire, I guess. 45 seconds.
That was a quick minute anyway.
That's how I would make it.
I feel like he's just, does he know how to count?
30 seconds. Frank, you don't have to update us at 15 seconds.
Is he gonna ding? I hope he dings.
Ding,
Order up.
She's just like,
ding, president.
she disappears around the grill. You see Frank's head just kind of like disappear off to the side, and she comes back
What's
out.
Frank look like?
All you see is the top of a balding head with like gray wispy hairs, right?
I love it.
Agatha disappears around. She comes back out the side. She has it's like a 10 serving tray. It's nothing ornate, nothing fancy. Nothing you've seen in this place is fancy.
Her last name is Harkness, is it?
I was going to ask if Frank's last name was Boner because
No.
I was thinking the same thing.
So she comes around and she has your 3 fish. They are whole ass, bone in, over fire fish. The scales are on, the skin is
Heads
on.
are on.
The heads are on, the eyeballs are looking at you. She sits in on the counter and she's like, best fish you're gonna find around here. Enjoy, y'all. Can I get you anything else?
No, man, just
They
Wait
have
a minute,
everything.
you have anything to drink?
do you have anything to drink to go with the fish?
We got water.
That works. Thank you for telling us about this. I guess we're gonna need.
I think the smell of the fish made the little girl sick. She's left.
Lear's gonna pick up the fish whole and smoke and just bite into it.
Okay.
You're like half sea elf, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. So
I got sharp teeth.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, you're probably fine. You've probably done this before. Okay. So you guys now have 3 cooked, whole, scale on, bone in, eyeballs included fish. Agatha is just staring at the window. She comes back with 5 tins of water. There's 10 cups. Sets them down on the counter. She's like, can I get anything else for y'all?
Could you tell me more about the dockmaster and that one fellow with the book? He seemed interesting.
I don't really know him. The dockmaster that you talk about, the half orc.
Yeah, the half orc.
His name's Orf. He's a pretty serious fella. He comes in here for lunch like everybody else that works the docks. He eats his fish. He goes back to work, and at nighttime he goes back to the camp.
Ask him who Worf works for.
Well, who does Orc work for?
I couldn't rightly tell you.
Well, who technically owns this dock? Is it?
Couldn't rightly tell you that either. All I know is when he got done, Frank wanted to move back to the ocean, and we sold everything we had to come here to open up the Pearl. We kind of thought after the attacks, the port would grow back faster than it did, but ever since people started hearing about the monster, it doesn't really seem like business is as good as we thought it was going to be. So we don't really have money to go anywhere else. We just sell the lunches to the dock workers and go home at night, and that's pretty much our lives. We don't really know much about most of the dock workers. We just know Wharf because he comes in here, but most of them don't really talk to us. They order their food, they sit down, they eat it, they go back out to work.
Do they seem on the up and up?
I mean, they're working hard for a living just like all the rest of us.
Understood. It's just an honest question,
I understand.
and I'm just curious. It's good to ask. But about that man with the silver sash.
Are you talking about the operator?
Yes, the operator.
Yeah.
That's what he said his name is.
Yeah.
Or his alias.
And, I mean, that's all he's ever introduced himself to us as. We don't have any business for him other than selling him some fish.
Does he eat here when he eats fish, or does he take it back?
Well, most everybody sits down and eats. I mean, you can pretty much take one crew and have plenty of room here in the restaurant. And, well, one crew leaves, the next one comes in, and that's it. An operator doesn't really seem to work with the crews. He usually comes in by himself and leaves by himself.
Seems kind of odd. Is he affiliated with the crew at all? Or?
Yeah, I mean, I guess the best I can tell you is ask him. I mean, maybe Worf would know. He kind of runs the box. That's it.
All right. Well, thank you guys for your time. How much is it?
Let's see, that'd be, we'll call it 2 silver for everything. Is that fair?
That's fair.
That's fair.
You got change?
She just like looks around the place and it's like,
It was a joke.
Oh, okay.
Take a roll.
There's a lot of coffee around here, you know?
I can see that.
Yeah.
Really tough crowd. And Lear hands her a gold.
okay. She looks very good and she's like,
Oh, I'm gonna get back.
You don't need to.
Thank you, kindly. Y'all ever need fish? You know where to find me.
Yes, we do.
Frank goes, bye!
Bye, Frank.
Ah!
I like Frank.
I like Frank too. I like them both. They're the only people here with personalities at this dock.
I feel like we've wasted our
Frank and
time.
Agatha.
Yeah, same. So I'm gonna pitch this to you guys. The operator was talking to Worf. This is like us by ourselves.
Okay.
We're still in the tavern, or do we want out?
The pearl.
Yeah,
The pearl.
let me see. What can you speak?
I can speak common and gnomish.
No Elvish? Sylvan?
No.
Awkward?
No.
I know that was a stretch. I feel like I'm the only one who speaks fish around here. Seeing as I'm half.
Seems awfully smart for a little girl to not know more languages.
Did you say Elvish?
Yes.
I speak Elvish.
Well, yeah, it doesn't matter.
We could eat our fish
If
and
you're
sit
looking
in a booth and talk. There's no one else in the place.
True.
If you're looking for privacy, we just came from the ruins and there's nobody there.
Let's go there after we eat the fish.
We probably should eat the fish. We just paid for the fish.
I mean, my fish.
So how is
I've eaten.
I look at the whole scaled headed fish. How's that?
I'm gonna wave it towards Garrett and go, it was really good actually.
How's your dead thing?
You want dibs on the
Was it
eyeballs?
good?
You guys have decided to sit in the tavern?
Yeah.
They're going to talk.
Well, we gotta eat the fish.
Okay, yeah, right. Well, you don't have to. You can do whatever the hell you want.
I asked how good the fish was.
Frank worked really hard on this fish.
Work hard with this fish.
Yeah,
You did. You worked
Yeah.
hard.
for 4 whole minutes.
It's slightly salted. I mean, what
Fine
did you ask for?
lemon.
Look, I've had to
You
eat
may have
worse,
already found
so I'm
lemon.
gonna do the
Orange.
fish.
Okay, so, can we talk about other stuff while we're eating?
Do whatever you want.
Okay,
Yeah, baby.
well, what's the deal with the monster? What do you guys think about the monster?
It sounds like a flying beast, I believe, because if it can carry off livestock like that and get around into different places. I don't know if it's a dragon, because, well, it could be. Could be some sort of large flying creature. Could be some sort of large flying creature.
Didn't get it.
Nobody's been able to get it. Nobody's
How do you know dragons are real? How do you know
don't be.
Birds aren't
Don't-
really.
don't be
Birds aren't really.
You guys believe in ghosts.
That goes surreal.
Okay.
A lot of things are real. A lot of things. Anyway.
So, do you think we should find out about the monster? Or-
I think we should go to Fan, see if we can find better information and more talking to you. There's also, the operator kind of rubs me the wrong way, but we can look into that later.
Hey, Agatha.
Shapeshift.
She
If I can shapeshift, can I spy?
did not hear
Actually, that's a good
you.
point.
She is back. You can walk in there.
That's why
If I can turn into animals, can I spy?
You're a wee little
I'm gonna-
girl. Of course you
I'm
didn't
gonna
hear
get
you.
up and wander back there
Okay.
and knock. I overheard the. Okay.
So you just want to hold the wall?
Yeah.
Okay.
What can I do for you, little one?
I was curious about the monster.
I mean, what you want to know? mean, I haven't seen it. I don't know a lot about it.
The most recent people that talked about it, how long ago was that?
Probably about 3-4 weeks ago.
And where did they come from?
I'm not 100% sure, to be honest with you. They came in, they said they saw the monster, and they said they were leaving. Didn't really want to talk a whole lot about it. Most of the people that see it don't.
Do you know where any of them came from?
I mean, Sword Coast is big, and Neverwinter's really the only place with ships big enough to get you back across the ocean to any other big time places. So they could be coming from. I forgot.
It's okay.
I can get your map out.
It's on the wall on the other side of the hole.
Yeah. It's got some fish oil stains on it.
It's made out of fish scale.
They could be coming from Mandalay, they could be coming from down south of Leland, they could be coming south from coming over from Star Meadow Hills. I mean, Sword Coast is a big old place. A lot of people, used to be, less people now. And she just kind of gets like a sad look on her face when she says that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's not creepy at all.
I go back and sit at the table.
Okay, she turns around and goes in the bed.
All right. So what you were saying before, that might be a good idea. Yes. I don't know if they have bunks here. Do they have bunks here? It's just a. It's
Not in
just
the
a,
firm.
well, we have cots on the ship, so it doesn't matter.
Well, why would we go back to the ship? I mean,
A bird or an animal that.
if we are prepared to trek across something, we probably have
There's
camping.
probably
Because if we can find out who they
4
were,
o'clock in the afternoon at this point.
Do what?
It's 4 o'clock in the
About 4 in
afternoon.
the afternoon.
How far
away?
of a walk is it to Vanedale? What it was called again?
Yeah, because we also need,
Vandal.
Wonderful question for you to investigate and find out.
Okay.
Hey, Agatha, how far is Fandolin?
Hey, even though I don't like it, you do have something that could probably travel some distances to find something like that out. I'm just saying.
Oh, I can detect the weather, by the way.
Yeah, that's what it helps. Thanks.
Well, if it's.
Yeah, our trek's gonna be rainy.
Walk.
Wow.
You guys are really dour. I want you to know that. You need to get some pep in your step. I can't be the only positive one here.
I'm being positive.
Well, you are. I'm sorry, Apollo.
I'm trying to help you figure out who the man in the silver hair did.
I am very violent without outlet.
Can you turn
I'm
into
bored.
a bug or like a bird? What's the whole thing of the ship?
I would assume. Or just,
You can't
okay,
turn
so
into
just
anything with a
birds.
fly. No. You can't turn into anything with flying speed right now. So nothing that can
Oh,
fly.
okay, nothing that can fly.
Okay, turn into a rat.
Be a rat.
Ooh.
Always a good choice.
Well, there's
There's
Y'all look at me, it's not my decision.
there's Stash Boy, and if you turn into a rat, you can go into Stash Boy's house and see if you can find anything out.
So
Of course, that's
nobody
breaking
from
it.
Neverwinter has ever encountered this monster.
It's not breaking and entering about an animal.
Well, it is kind of.
Actually, Frank is the only one who talked to you about one of them that claims to have seen it.
I think I have to worry about my life.
To be fair, they're not the only ones we've tried to talk to.
don't worry, we'll rush you and see causing it.
Nah, we're okay with
Those
you going
people
in there.
haven't
Go ahead.
particularly
Gotta
talked
watch
to.
out for rat traps, man.
God, that would be awful. Well, so we'll put it to a vote. We either go to Fandolin tonight, or we wait and see what that meeting's about. And let's.
Honey, you're not making it to Bangalore tonight. It's about 60 miles away.
Well, we have rations.
Yeah, we're not making it to Fandolin tonight.
We have rations.
Well, we want to start on the trek to Fandolin.
You can do that. I mean, you can also hire one of the carts.
You guys have carts?
I mean, not me and Frank. We live here, but every night there's usually a couple of carts that come by and unload some stuff. And
We're not talking rickshaw. We're talking like horses and stuff.
yeah,
Right?
you can usually hire, like, they come in and they'll pick up supplies and pull them to usually Fandolin, but you might be able to buy your way onto one of them for passage, and they could probably get you there probably by tomorrow night. If you left now, if you caught the cart tonight, you wait till tomorrow, you'll have to wait till tomorrow night.
I feel like the plot's going in that direction.
I hate that you keep using the word the plot because it makes me feel like it's terrible deep down.
Split up.
It's a meta joke.
I get it. I
I'm
get it.
pretty.
And I appreciate it.
Okay.
Ooh,
We can split up, right? Can we?
No, that's a bad idea.
Is it a bad idea? Okay.
Splitting up for like a second is okay, but splitting up,
Over distances?
yes, that's a terrible,
Yeah, no.
because we are much stronger together.
Okay.
Not to mention, it's just the biggest pain in the
We're not
world.
gonna fight any-
Try.
Yeah.
It's better to keep us all
essentially
together.
two parts, two whole parties.
Yeah.
On the separate adventures, no.
Well, then I guess it's settled. We'll take a cart to Fandle.
Is it settled? We didn't vote on
Well, okay. Would you like to vote on it?
it.
We're going to
It's
Fandom.
up to her.
That's the only place we really
It's up
can
to
do
me.
at this point.
Yeah, because we need,
I'm just thinking about this monster. Why
would a monster attack places that are around Neverwinter, but never Neverwinter?
but we can't do anything about it.
And
because
if
we don't have
it's
supplies.
attack places to the north and the east and the south, is it really just one monster?
What is the
Could be
benefit
multiple.
if we go after this monster? What's the benefit for us?
The people of the Sword Coast are a little bit more indebted to us.
Also, we can probably take whatever is hoarded.
or maybe it's the right thing to do?
Does anyone? Well, I guess most people here have been wronged. So,
Or maybe the animal, the monster's misunderstood.
or maybe the animal will kill us all. I mean, there's that.
He won't kill us.
You've got to be more positive. Look,
Agatha,
Yeah, little one.
did any of the people that talked about the monster ever mention fog?
Not that I recall off the top of my head,
oh,
no.
great. It's two different monsters.
Thank you.
You're welcome. She didn't even come out this time. She was just
Agatha and
yelling
Frank
from
are waiting
the
for
We're
us
gonna
to
have to
leave.
go to,
Yeah.
we gotta go to, what, Finland? Oh, what is it?
Finland!
What is it?
Fandom.
It's a 2-day ride.
It's a 2-day ride to Finland.
Finland. Right?
All right, well,
To the
let's get
Arctic
ourselves a
Circle.
horse. out.
Finland.
There you go.
All right.
As you guys.
It's like a mandolin, but with an F.
Yeah.
As you guys are set up, are you guys about to leave?
Strictly.
As you're about to leave.
We leave the Pearl.
The Pearl, yeah.
Okay, yeah, we're about to leave
As
the
you're
Pearl.
about to leave the Pearl, it is now about 5 o'clock. And as you're about to leave, Worf, the half orc, you've now learned his name is Worf, opens the door. He stands about 6'8", and he kind of like ducks in through it and walks in. He looks at you guys. He really looks like a tall, really muscular human. There's obviously orc, but it's not like the prominent feature human. With the exception of his bottom canines they're not tusk, but they're prominent canines, right?
Yeah.
That's the biggest trait that
Like
he
a
has
work.
of his orc. Worf walks in, opens the door, and goes, "Oh God," and then just walks to the back. Agatha, hey Worf, fish. You got it, Worf! And he turns around and makes his way. You guys are up by the door. He sits in the back left table with his back to you guys. He just, with his back facing you.
That's weird.
It is, but everybody in this town is so stiff.
Yeah.
Honestly, given everything we've seen about him so far, that's just normal.
It is.
That's kinda
just
just-
normal Worf behavior. Just
Hey, maybe he likes children. Maybe we should send a little girl to talk to him.
It seems like this whole town is sort of normally abnormal.
Yeah. They are there to work and nothing else.
it's like they're on one-track mind.
When you said that, you just, for those, if you were looking at Worf, you just saw him go. And that was it. That's the only reaction you've gotten so far.
Do you do anything else besides work, Worf?
I eat, I sleep,
Do you drink?
I eat, I sleep. Can I help you with business?
Well, no, I was meaning, do you drink, Worf? Do you got any particular tastes?
You gotta work, I eat, I drink, I sleep. I mean, I work, I eat, I sleep. He didn't say drink. That was on me being that deep. I sleep, I eat.
If I could interest you in some rum.
Agatha! 3 minutes!
He seems pretty interested in getting out of this conversation. I think I'm gonna inside.
Okay. What are you checking on?
I
The
feel.
I eat, I sleep, I drink thing? I mean, I eat, I
Yeah,
sleep,
I feel like he's kind of trying to cut that conversation off. Granted, I only rolled a 5 on that insight, so.
That's a different voice. So you have split personalities, or was that the owl
Yeah, that was
talking?
weird. Yeah.
What was
so
that?
this is a totally different voice.
So when I'm using my Garrett voice, I'm in character. When I'm not using Garrett voice, I'm out of character. Or I'm just trying to rest my voice.
So you just went high pitched just for fun? Well,
Yeah, that
Okay,
was,
all right.
was
It's just
the-
and man, you could have been possessed. I don't know. That's what I was trying to find out.
seemed like it.
Well, we're not on camera.
But as far as you can tell, I mean, he's not really like. I mean, you can tell he's
Other
fine.
side.
Other side.
He eats. He sleeps. He works.
I still think that's a lie. I think he also goes to the bathroom.
I'm going to roll persuasion and just say, look, I got some nice rum on board. I know there's got to be some more stuff that you guys get up to,
Okay,
right?
give me a persuasion check if you're going to try to bribe him with booze.
Yeah.
Do you-
No, he did not.
Matthew,
Huh?
do you-
Oh, yeah.
Tell us the number.
What's the number? 1.
We the
What
ones.
about hallucinogenic tea? Can I do that?
He looks at you and he
Hallucinogenic tea.
says, "Listen, you want cases of rum, unloaded and shipped to Fandolin, but don't have any business with you."
I just feel like we're wasting our time.
This is
here.
boring. I hate this
Yes.
town. I'm going to the cart.
Let's just go. I mean,
Going to the cart.
I'm going to the.
I hope there's something on the road to kill along the way.
that's what I was thinking.
So
Might be someone in the
as you
party.
say that and you stand up, and he goes, "You're on the Fandolin. Car comes in at 11:30. You want on? Be there."
PM?
Yes.
That's the same thing. What's his name said?
Yeah.
All right, so
30.
we're stuck here for another 6 hours then. Cool.
I'm going back to the boat to talk to my crew.
Well, we just told us that we're not okay to be not together, so I'm going with you.
Look, we'll just get on the boat. I'll talk to the man.
Why would we go all the way back
Well,
to
we
the
got 6
boat?
hours. I can still
If you're
eavesdrop on
going
the
to
deal.
Fandolin, go with the cards. Have a nice day.
You too, Worf.
Can we
Hey,
just leave this
Don't
place?
be doing too many working, eating, or sleeping.
Thank you, Worf.
Appreciate your time.
Thank you, sir.
Whatever.
Frank, 1 minute. I love their voices. Can you tell? We are at the 2-hour mark. Let's take a 6 to 7 minute bathroom break.
Sure.
Everybody good with that?
Are we still live, or is it-
Yeah.
Okay.
We're still on. We've had some folks coming in and out. Those of you that are watching live, we're going to take about a 7-minute bathroom break because I have to pee. And then we'll be right back. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. Thanks for hanging out with us. Woo. I have to switch over to the Rob
was gonna say,
stuff because that's the only be
click
right back
it.
banner that I have.
What about